What is up, YouTube family, friends, YouTube world? Welcome back to the channel. What's this, you say? Oh, it's just a 2022 Blazer with the front end ripped off of it. It's no big deal. No, it's not wrecked. It's by my own hands. It's by my own doings. My wife was gone for a few days and I can't leave well enough alone. That's the way it goes. I get bored and I start tearing up things. And well, it's a good thing she isn't here right now, because honestly, she'd probably rip my head off. She'd probably lose her lid and probably lose my lid too, to be honest. But well, I guess if you want to know what's actually going on with this, we need to roll that beautiful bean footage. Get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. And welcome back to the channel, family, friends, loved ones. Just welcome back, all of you. I'm trying to keep that light out of your guys' face. I know it's kind of blinding. I know I see it because when I'm editing, but yet this garage, it's dark in spots. And anyway, enough about that. Yes, as you heard at the beginning of the video, my wife is gone for a couple of days. She had some family things to take care of, so she's gone. And she actually left me the 2022 Blazer. Now, when she bought this 2022 Blazer, it was just a plain Jane Blazer, just a stock alloy, grayish wheels, the regular badges and stuff. I'll put a video or a picture up of what it looked like. And she was like, I got to have it blacked out. Black it out for me. So first thing I done, I ordered wheels within a week, ordered the wheels, had the windows tinted, bought the black badges, and also bought this piece right here. I've been sitting on this, guys. It's going to be a job. It's going to be a job. But the black wheels, they are off of 2019 Chevy Blazer. They're the 20-inch. I think they changed this actual style for 22. And she didn't like that style. She wanted the 20s. And I think the actual 2022 models had the 18s on it. But change that up, put the actual, it's hard to see, and it's dirty, guys. Look over it. I'll have to wash it after I get this stuff done, but put the black emblems on it. That's, that's fine. That's stuff that can be done, within a few hours, basically. But this is probably going to be an all-day project. From what I can tell visually about this, pretty much this whole front bumper, this whole bumper cover is going to have to come off. And that's another reason why I didn't want to do this. You got a wife around, you're going to know what I'm saying. She brings a new car home and you start disassembling it, she's not going to be very happy. So I've had to wait, until she's gone before I actually attempt to do this stuff. That way she's not freaking out and not causing me to freak out and causing a big mess and an uproar. Sorry, babe, but it is what it is. Anyways, like I said, this is going to be a pretty big job, but I think we can get it done. I've got everything I need to get it done. I guess let's get started, guys. It ain't going to get done just me sitting here talking about it. Let's do it. You don't have to have specialty tools or anything, but I do have a few little specialty things here got from Amazon for your door cards, and if you need to take trim panels off, it's got all of that. Speaker stuff, or not speaker stuff, but like radio stuff. If you need to, like your old model Fords, how you used to have the keys in there, it's got all of that with it. No way, shape, or form trying to advertise this, just telling you this is a tool that you can use. Or you can just use a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, or some kind of pin or something will work the same way. In this fashion, I'm just going to use one of these. I'm really not, I think this is actually what it's used for, to do this, but I'm going to use both probably. These are the little push pins, as you can see here. Looks like there's a total of 12 of them. It takes off the top of this radiator housing shroud cover. So we're going to go ahead and pull these 12 push pins out. Again, you see the little slot in there. I don't know if you could see really well, but you just push that in there and just lift up, and then see your little pin comes out. Not that big a deal. You don't want to really pull them all the way out unless you have. I mean, you shouldn't have to, but if you need to, that's fine too. Just make sure you keep up with everything. Put it in a sandwich baggie or something like that. That keeps everything from actually being destroyed. Like if you would actually be using a screwdriver with this right now, you'd possibly be destroying it. This way, it just goes right in there. You pull it up, and it comes right up. No biggie. And just continue to work your way around to those 12. All 12 are out. This should pull right up and out. Now you want to put this off to the side somewhere where you ain't going to step on it and break it, or the cats or dogs or kids or anybody. Okay, now looks like we have 6 bolts here, 3 on this side and 3 on this side. From what I can tell, that's part of the bumper cover and actually part of the grill part. To take these 6 bolts out, it requires the T15, your actual little star bit. So got my little Hitachi drill here, and we're going to take these out. Again, T15. You have here's your fender liner. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 of those T15 bolts that you need to take out. In order to do this, you probably need to get in the car and actually fold your wheel in that way. Turn it to the right, and then once you get to the left side, turn your wheel to the left. Now, I do have a jack under this car right now, and I don't know, you may not have to. I'm a fluffy kind of guy, so I can't hardly get under here is what I'm trying to get at. So if you're a skinny person, you can probably get under here with ease. But I do have a jack under here. But right now, I'm gonna turn the wheels, and then we'll take those T15 bolts out. Bear with me, it's dark, but we're going to the pasture side. We're going to do the exact same thing over here. Remove those 4 T15 bolts, if I can get to them. Perfect. Let's lay down underneath this beast and see what we got here. Excuse the darkness, can't help it. Not much lighting, like I said, but I'll try to help you out as much as I can. We are on the driver's side right here. And from what I can tell, looks like you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the T15s to take out. Now you do have one right here, but it looks like it actually connects to the bumper for this gray piece. So if you actually wanted to take this lower part of the valance off and maybe paint it or color match it or whatever, you can actually do that with this. It doesn't look like it needs to come off though. So these 4 definitely do. Looks like they do connect. Looks like to the inner fender well is what it looks like. So let's get these off and see what happens. Put you guys down. Hopefully you can see. Let's fix you so you can. And let's see if we can get these out. now to save some time and aggravation, I'm just going to go to the other side and go ahead and take those off, those 4. I won't show you this. We'll just go ahead and say that I did. That way we can keep moving forward. Okay, we got those 4 out. Now we're looking underneath. We're trying to see what else can we find. And from what I can tell, it looks like it actually connects right there. You've got 1, 2, and a 3rd one right there. And from what I can tell, it connects to the radiator support, so I'm assuming that's probably the ones we need to take off. And they are a 7mm. So let's get those loose. And I don't think there's enough for me to be able to get my little impact in there, so we'll probably have to break those loose by hand, so hang with me. Hey, I didn't record this because, for one thing, it's time consuming. Another thing, it's aggravating. You don't want to break the clips, and luckily I didn't, but I was in a zone and luckily didn't break any clips. You definitely need one of these for sure. You're definitely going to have to pop this trim panel off like I said at the beginning. There's 1, 2, 3 spots that you need to go up. You got to pull this back a little bit farther, this strip here, because behind that, I don't know if you guys can see, right there was another T15 bolt. You have to get that last T15 bolt out. I'm trying to get you guys some light in here so you can actually see, because there's no point in doing this if you can't see it, right? All right. There's 3 bolts here. 1 here and 2 down here. It's on a bracket, connects to the headlight to the frame of the car. They are 10mm, so we're gonna try to get this out like this, and it ain't looking like it. Now, I can't hold the camera and do everything, but you guys got the gist of the idea. Let me get these loose and then I'll be right back. So let's get these others off on the other side and hopefully get this bumper pulled. Okay, now that we've got everything loose, everything's ready, that bolt's out on the passenger side, both are done, brackets are loose, 100% ready to go. Grab underneath right here, give her a little pull. Right like that, and then pull down. Right like that. As you see, it starts coming loose from that point on. Grab from the bottom and kind of lift up. Pull from the bottom up. And what it'll do, it'll release those clips and it'll come out that way. That way you don't break these clips. It's where it actually connects to. See how it's pulling from the body line? Voila, we are loose. Guys, I'm gonna try to explain this the best that I can, but it's kind of one of those things you really have to just work with it and try to figure it out yourself, because I don't know if there's a special tool for this or not, but it is a pain. It's time consuming. You just got to be careful. So as you can see, these are little like 7s here. Well, that's what we'll call them. They're backward 7s and regular 7s. I don't know if you can see them. But what they do is they hook inside these little spots right here. There's that backwards 7, which is right there. Now, this piece right here is actually the part of this. And this piece over here is a part of this. But in order to get, like if you want to take this off, there's a little gap right there. You have to stick your screwdriver in there, pry this number 7 back just a smidge. That's why I say get a small, really thin screwdriver, because if you pry that too much, it's going to snap. But what you do is you put it in there and pull it back just a smidge, and then just pull that section out, whichever section you're wanting to do. It's time consuming, guys, and it's hard. I really don't know no other way to show you. You can try to move it with your fingers, but I'm afraid if you do, you're more than likely going to break that tab off. And plus, it's going to take a lot of strength to do it, because I mean, right there, I'm putting a lot on right now, and well, you can see it's barely moving it. So just be careful, guys. I'm not going to be able to, like I said, show you all of this because there's not enough room in there to do it. But I will try to walk you through what I can to try to help. So hopefully that'll help somebody. Now I've got to get those chrome pieces off and replace it with these black ones. So wish me luck. Peeps, I'm not even going to begin to tell you how difficult taking these pieces are. Let's just say I've got aggravated a bunch. If you're willing to break them, it may be a little better, but me, I'm trying to salvage them. You don't never know. I may need them later on. I at least got one side on. One thing that I do want to mention to you, I did have to do a couple other things to get this bumper to be able to get everything worked out. You have one more bolt, which will be for this under, like your underskirting part. It actually goes right here. So I don't know if you could see. Let's back up. It will be here. I just loosened it up, took it off. The other one over here is still hooked up. That just gave me more room to be able to move the actual front end around a little more and have a little more room. The connectors, guys, I fought with these for some stupid reason. This red button has to be pushed forward. Well, I pulled it all the way out. But anyway, it pushes forward, and then there on top of that's a little push button. You have to push it in order to pull these out from the headlights. That's not that big a deal. It just took a little time to figure out what was actually going on, because I figured you could push those and just kind of pull without pushing that little piece in the middle. You have to push the piece in the middle. I've done that with both sides where I can move this out. That gives you more room to work with instead of trying to get your head in a little 3 or 4 inch spot there. But everything on this side is put back together. One more thing. There are 3 screws that actually attaches these, if they're chrome or black, whichever. If you're going to take them off, you have a screw right there, which will be about the midway point. It'll be right in this big section right here. And then you'll have 2 on the end. You'll have one on the very end, and you'll have one right beside it. And they will be, is a 7mm. That's for the bolt in the middle, and the one on the end. And then there's another one, the T20. After 5 hours and a lot of aggravation, it's done. It looks absolutely sick. I want to say this was probably the hardest part, trying to get that old one off without trying to break everything. I'll give you the full reveal tomorrow. I want to get it washed and cleaned up real good and get it ready for her for when she comes back here in a couple of days. I want to actually see her face, but everything lined up good. Everything went back perfect. Like I said, it just took 5 hours, every bit, well, maybe even 6, probably closer to 6, because I did take a little longer doing it. Now that I know what's going on, I can probably have it done in a couple hours if I had to do it, but it still is time consuming. The tools you will need, I'm telling you right now, if you don't have one of these, go out and buy it, because it's been my best friend. Or if you want to buy the whole kit, like I said, this right here is from Amazon. Let's just show you right here real quick. It's got all that. So I mean, whatever you need is right there. The next thing you'll need, pair of needle nose pliers, ratchets, 7mm, a 10mm, a T15, T20, 2 small screwdrivers, and an impact if you would like. She still hasn't seen it yet. She just recently got in and wanted to show it to her and see what her thoughts and reactions are on it.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Better? Is that what you wanted?
That does look awesome.
Set it off, didn't it?
Yes, it does.
I think it looks really good.
It does.
Heck of a time to do it, but once you get it on there, it definitely
Wow, it changed the whole thing.
it changed the whole front end drastically. I can paint it black. That's not that hard to get off. It's got a couple of bolts and it comes right off. But yeah, that's no issue. See, that's what I was originally wanting to do anyway, was paint it black and the back one black, but you said not to.
Well, with the chrome, it didn't.
Right.
It didn't
Now
need
it needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it set it off. You like it?
Yeah, I'm tickled with it.
Good deal.
I'm not the jump up and down kind of girl, you know.
I know that, but I figured you'd like it anyway. I was going to surprise you and not even show you it all until you got back, but
Going back.
you're back. Surprise. All right. So there you go. It's been a long couple of days, but still yet it got done. We didn't realize I didn't realize how hard it was actually going to be to take the front bumper off and actually put that piece on. If you haven't already, you need to go down there and hit that subscribe button. You know, once again, it helps us out. It helps us YouTubers out. It helps us be able to create this content, and it lets us know that you're actually interested in watching us. I mean, I don't know if you like me or not. I can't tell. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. And you know the deal, guys. Like always, peace. We're out.